Okay, let's my voice cracked.
Just kidding.
We'll talk about how to get tax lien lists here today on the live. Pressure got to me. So everybody's been asking for some tech stuff. So we're going to dive in and get some tax lien lists so that you guys can start to dive in. Corey, there is one streaming trouble, but that's okay.
Okay.
The main ones are working fine. Okay. So we have Corey here, tax lien Wonder Man.
Ooh, that's
and he is going to share the screen. You guys can follow along, and this is a great way to start looking at some tax lien lists today. So let's go ahead and dive in.
Okay. Well, let me share my screen here. Hello, world. Oh, yeah, look at that. I got that notification of the stream too. Okay. Okay, share screen. Window. I think this is the right window. This is the right window. Okay. Whoa.
Inception.
Okay. Yeah. Let me put this up here so I can monitor.
I'm so lost.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Don't worry, it's coming.
You can see this, right? Yeah, that's my screen. Okay, so a tax lien list. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, go to google.com. This is Google. 2, there's a lot of things we can do. I'm going to keep this super simple for you. There's lots of ways that we can do this, but we're actually going to go to Real Auction. We're going to type in Real Auction. Now, Real Auction is a site that hosts online platforms. So 2 is a multi-step. So 2, you click Real Auction, you'll be like, this isn't a list. But up here, there's this little thing called clients. And so this actually takes us to this page, which is kind of where all the magic happens. So this is 2. And then from here, we can pick between real foreclosure, real tax lien. To be quite frank, I don't know what real TDA is and real TDM is. I think they might be, you know what, I'm not even going to try to guess what they are. I have no idea what they are. I've never clicked them. I should click them, but that's just the way we roll. But from here, we usually can go tax liens, because that's what we're talking about today. And then boom, what we have here, if you see here, is 305 different counties that are doing tax liens. So what you can also do is you can sort here client filters based on the state. So if we sort by New Jersey, hit submit, we'll actually see that there are 250 of those 300 are actually New Jersey. So I think all of New Jersey is on here. But the rest of the states don't have all the counties on here, but a lot of them are. So for the sake of this demonstration, we'll actually,
Corey, what about that fun fact about New Jersey and the premium bid?
Ooh, yeah. We can do a fun fact. So fun fact about New Jersey is it's one of the interesting states where we, let me just go back to this because we can. Boom. Oh, hold on. That's not what I want. That's what I want. There we go. It's a premium bid. So how that works is you bid down the tax lien, and then I believe once it gets to 0, then you have this thing that you can premium bid. So basically you're paying money on top of the tax lien and the taxes to kind of secure your interest in that property. And it's interesting, and it can work if you do the right math. But what happens is when you bid on that property, if you were to win it, if that property redeems within the first 5 years, then you actually get your premium bid back. And then, you don't really get any interest on it. So it's kind of a gamble where you don't know if you're actually going to make any money on it. But if that property doesn't redeem, then you obviously can foreclose on it and you still don't get your premium back. But ideally, you would have paid not too much for the property, and so that you would be making money because you buy a property for super cheap compared to what it's worth. And so it's a very interesting, it's complicated in the sense that you just need to know your numbers and kind of figure out the math on it. And so it's New Jersey kind of in a nutshell.
Back to the screen. A lot of people ask, what is the premium bid? How does it work? New Jersey is kind of one of the only places that does that, but there's a lot of people who live out east who are curious about it. So just in short, it's a premium you pay on top of the tax lien. If a tax lien on a $400,000 house is $5,000, you want to get that tax lien, you bid for the tax lien, and then you could say, I want to bid a $20,000 premium above that, which you would get back if it redeems. If it doesn't redeem, you lose that premium, but you get a smoking deal on a house. All right, back to you.
Cool. So here we are. I'm going to click real tax lien. So this is now step. Where the step thing kind of lost its traction. It's probably more like 12 steps if you count each click. But so now we have real tax liens. So these are all the tax lien states. Now, luckily, they make it really easy for you to see when it opens. So we can see that this site opens 123, 118, 201. So these are when the lists actually, I think, are uploaded into the state into this software. But luckily we have Yavapai County here. It opened on the 11th, so I can click into here. And you're going to want to register if you're bidding. You'll go through the process. We won't do it here on this call or on this live stream here we're doing. But basically, you just register. You put in your bank information and that sort of thing. You might need to put a deposit down. But what we can do is we can now see the list here. And this is interesting because you have so 1 of 50. It's kind of small down there, but there's 2,455 liens available, and you can actually sort them on here by face amount, I believe. It's very weird that there's one that's worth $12,000 here amongst these $39 liens. I don't really quite know that one, but we could look at it quickly. We have a tax lien tracker sheet that we use to track it, but you can see the tax year here. It's going to year 2022. But what you can do is you can click on this parcel ID, and it will say it takes me away from this tax lien site, and then it will pull up sort of the plot in Yavapai County. Now, this is interesting. You don't always get this, but this shows you kind of the plot of land. It looks like we're buying, looks kind of like a road. If you want to further dive into this, we always suggest that you open up the GIS map, and I think you can get there actually by clicking here. Oh yeah, look at that, fancy business. So it's not always that simple, but you can usually, what I would do is I would Google Yavapai, Arizona GIS map, and then you can input, usually you just have to input this parcel number and it will pull it up exactly like you would see it here. But you can see here the ownership information. Looks like it's a LLC or a corp that owns it. And I don't know how deep we want to go, but there's ways to find this on Google's map. I could show people how to find this on Google's map if you want, Destin.
Today, just a quick overview, okay. But this is a funky piece of land, that's for sure.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So it's like a road.
Yeah.
And so what I usually do is, right now you can't like this is I don't know, you probably know. Is this an elevation map? Is that what these lines are?
I can't quite see, but if the numbers are different, like that's definitely a hilltop or something there.
Yeah, Dustin did avalanche training, so he's a pro when it comes to maps like this.
A map course too, actually. Oh, learn how to triangulate my location based on the 3 points.
Dang. Anyway, it's cool for that, but it's really unhelpful to see what's around it. So there's usually somewhere, and I've never been to this one before, or I don't remember. I probably haven't. I don't remember it. There's usually layers. Here we go, where you can look at this. Freaking, I'm just so talented sometimes, and sometimes I'm not. But you click this, and boom, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
So it turns it into like this, into like this nice. So you can kind of see what's around here now. Obviously, there may have been a forest fire that wiped this all out, but chances are this is somewhat accurate. So you can see
you're basically buying a lien on a piece of gravel road.
That's right. Yeah, super awesome. If you want to, like, what you could do, and I don't recommend this, is you could buy this lien and then build a blockade here.
That's
and then
true.
Force these people to pay you to take the blockade, or like build a bridge or some sort of toll system.
Block the road.
Don't do that. We don't want to make enemies, but I'm just saying you could do that.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, but then you can kind of go here and zoom out and see, okay, well, we're actually not that far from civilization, but is it worth $30 to buy this? If you want to buy a piece of, like, if you're new to this and you want to just get into real estate, you could literally buy this for $39, whatever it was, $39, and you have a lien on a property. And if you wanted to, in like 3 years or 2 years, when this is able to foreclose on it, you could foreclose on this, pay a couple grand, and to foreclose, and you could own a piece of land in Arizona in Yavapai County.
Yeah, and the thing with this business is just thinking creatively all the time, and obviously that's not a prime piece, but there is a chance. Say you bought it for $39, and the neighbor behind, this guy right behind there, I bet you he'd pay $500 for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so there's this is what's fun about this business, you know, like you probably spend a couple $100 a month on random things like coffee and, you know, cake. I'm not saying you're a cake eater, but you know, but you could buy some property and be playing around. This is
Yeah.
just one example we're giving you here.
Yeah, it's cool. Actually, someone messaged me like today with like, "Hey, where are their $50 tax liens?" Because I think we sent out an email about it, and it's just like, "Well, they're there, man. Here they are." One more just for kicks. Let's see what this one is. View interactive map. Okay, and then layers, base map. Boom. Okay. So here we're into some very interesting territory where, again, it's not, you're not buying a house, but you're kind of buying like a piece of land. Didn't you guys camp out on a piece of land you bought back in the
We
day?
did. We bought a piece of like Main Street in this one town, and then we went camping on it. And the police woke us up in the morning saying, like, "What are you doing camping?" And then we said, "Well, we own this," because it was a tax deed. And then he said, "What?" And then he went and looked up our name in the county record and came back 30 minutes later and said, "Well, you're right, you do own it, but you shouldn't camp here."
That's amazing. So, you could buy this in a couple years. You could build a little campsite on here and
That's
legally live
true.
there.
You would
Um,
basically own that.
yeah, which yeah, I mean, so stuff like this, like long term, you don't necessarily want to be looking through 2,400 of these, but you can get like virtual assistants or people to help you with that. But this is where you could find some smoking deals if you find the right one that slipped through the cracks. And so, like, these have all been bought or redeemed. That's why they're unavailable. So someone went through and bought these in the last 7 days since it opened on the 11th, or 6 days. So yeah, I mean, that's to me, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Anything else you want to walk through?
I think that's a good quick overview. We appreciate everybody who hopped on today's live stream, sponsored by Corey.
Ooh, comments.
We got some questions actually.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's see. What is the order of getting paid? Let's say, oh, here we go. Sweet. I always forget about that. What's the order of getting paid off? Let's say the tax lien, which was the second year, who paid the first. Yeah, so it's always the first year that's going to be able to foreclose. And then when the first year tax lien forecloses, then the second and third year will get paid out with their interest rates.
Nice. Javon or Javon says need step 3. What'd you click to get that list? So I'll do a quick 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Window. Where is it? This one. Yeah. So back to this. We've got we went to realauction.com, clicked on clients, went to real tax lien, and then this is where you get all these lists. So boom, site opens January 11th. All these sites open January, February. Arizona, usually January, February every year, like clockwork. That's when their sales are. You click Yavapai County. You would want to register here, but you can preview the items here. So these are all the items that are going to be for sale. You click in here. Let's just do one. Let's do one more quick one. Check out what the most expensive tax lien is. This one's funky. It's also at the bottom. I'm just gonna go with the $65,000 one here. So now this is pretty crazy. So we've got a tax lien on like a flipping compound for 65 grand. So I mean, if you had 65 grand and you wanted to make a lot of money, buy that tax lien, it might get bid down, but that's a pretty big amount of money. And so, like, I don't know, that compound must be worth, you would want to do your comps to make sure but like, that's got to be worth over $500,000, $600,000 at least.
Man, yeah, it's hard to say. That thing's huge. It could be way more than that. Like, you look at the small houses to the left, like that thing is huge. It could be a multi-million-dollar piece of land there, or a piece of property. And that's how people get these home runs in this business, unlike anything you'll ever see in your life. you know. So cool. Good
Nice.
stuff, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. That would be great.
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you like this. Ask us a question. If you want our help, there's a link below. You can book a call if you want to speak with us, maybe get some help as far as that goes. And if you haven't, get the Tax Lien Deed book, ABCs of Tax Lien Deed Investing. It's going to show you how to start. We got all these on-demand trainings. Get a deal in 30 days, 100 Tax Lien Deed facts, Tax Lien 101. All of that stuff is below. You have to click the more info button there, and you will be in good shape. So once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. Peace.